you guys are going to have to play each other anyway. What the one's got to play the four, so they so instead of playing Florida State that first game, they're going to have to play either Georgia or Michigan. Well, which game would you rather watch?
You're right about that.
I'd rather see, and
You're
it ain't Florida State.
It ain't Florida State.
It ain't Florida State. No diggity, no doubt. So we're in agreement there again. So give me a couple of games you're looking forward to.
Oh man. Well, speaking of Washington, they have to go play USC. They're currently ranked 5th, and USC's ranked 20th. You have a Heisman Trophy candidate. You had one with Caleb, but he lost. Unless Penix Jr. Implodes. Right now, currently I got him as the top guy. Only person you probably could say that's going to compete with him will probably be due to the record, JJ McCarthy out of Michigan. But for the level of play, clearly Penix Jr. Clearly, especially with that offense, we're going to see. We know that USC defense is not like that. So it should be an explosive day for Washington, to go. It's going to be a test. We're going to really see if they really can live up to the billing. I believe they can. I believe they're going to go in there. I believe they're going to put up some numbers. I believe they're going to expose. But then again, it could be one of them choppy games where USC come play. I'm not totally counting them out. Like certain teams that I have won it back, but unfortunately they didn't drop the ball. And I'll talk about that team again, which you were right on, by the way. But it's gonna be an interesting game, man. They both got offensives. They both want to put up some numbers. Once again, I think the Achilles heel to that USC team is the defense. I'm definitely looking forward to that game for sure. That's definitely one of the games I'm looking forward to. And I'm gonna see if it's going to solidify their position because the Pac-12 is loaded. It's definitely loaded. What about you?
Man, I tell you, I could see Washington losing this game. I could see it because now you got a couple of Heisman Trophy guys, candidates, and all of a sudden Caleb Williams, he's lost some of his shine the last couple of weeks because his team is lost and he hasn't played well, but he's still projected to be the number one pick if he comes out for the draft. What if Caleb shows up and shows out? What if he's like, bro, you throw 2 touchdowns, I'm gonna throw 4. You throw 3, I'm gonna throw 5. It can happen. And can USC is they're the underdog, and you're right, they don't really have the defense. But if Caleb Williams is really putting it on them, isn't that going to be the talk of the game more than who wins and losses? Now, if USC wins, then that's going to be something. I'm tempted to pick USC. I don't know the spread on this game, but I'm tempted to pick USC. What I will say is I think Caleb Williams is going to have himself a day. I think he's going to outperform homeboy from Washington, and I think Caleb Williams is going to remind everybody who he was a month ago.
Man, that's interesting. Now, I could definitely see where you're going with this, and it's only a 3-point spread, so it's definitely a horrible game. The line is really saying something to me, especially with the Washington, the way they have been dominating playing, only being a 3-point favorite. It's kind of smelling that. You smell
upset alert.
Smell like an upset alert. Yeah, and like you said, this is one of them games where Caleb could go off. Let's show you that I am Superman. I am Mahomes 3.0 for college. So it could go that route, So I mean, we're gonna see. Once again, I said Washington could come out here and Penix does put the numbers that he has been putting up. You gotta watch out. You better watch out. Okay. Next game, another game. I mean, I'm not gonna say look forward to, but it's always big. It's Coach Prime. And they play Oregon State, 15th ranked team. They're coming to Colorado. At this point, he can't play the game. You know what I'm saying? As great as he was, he understands his process. You know, it's not a foreign process to him. He did it at Jackson State. He had to build a program. He went to Atlanta and the NFL. You got to remember, brother. Yes, that's a house he built, but they were not very good. You know, so he had to go through the rigors of losing, which is very uncommon to him coming out of Florida State in college. I mean, high school, being the 5-star athlete he was, right? But this is part of the process. You know what I mean? We knew it. We knew it. We knew it. You had to know that they were going to go through this. Okay. Did he bring some shine, some sparkle to that? Yes, of course. Am I looking for him to make an impact in a couple of years? I am, because he'll have the roster to really compete. You know. But once again, you can't play. They can't. You only can do. All you can do is motivate. You know, you can't be in there and execute. You're not in it, and he got to challenge his coaching staff, because it goes back to coaching also. You know, situational football, to be able to make the right plays at the right players. So it's all a work in progress. It's not just the players, okay? It's also the coaches. You know, you're gambling with some of these guys. You're giving them a shot, and they gotta earn their keep. You know, is this a winnable game? It's a winnable game. They can win this game. They need to win this game, especially talking about at least making a bowl. So at this point of the season, you know, you got to win the games you can win. I go back to that game when they lost against Stanford. That was a game they had to win, bro. That was cockiness. That was me, you know, feeling myself. You got to play until it's a 0-0, bro. That's just how I go. And no sport, and I get it, especially with young kids, man. You know, you talking all, you chirping all game. Yeah, we're busting. You look at the scoreboard, ha 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 he. All right, know that the other team just ain't laying down. Then you gonna get their best shot now. Now, can you take their best shot? So can they beat Oregon State? Yeah, they can beat Oregon State. You know, will they beat Oregon State? I don't know. I'm not that confident. I'll be lying to you, brother, because I have not seen them pit a full display of what they could do yet. 1 week is the run game. We only got 1 week of the run game was actually effective, you know. And I think that was the USC game when they actually got the running. Outside that, ain't no run game. And Shador, you know, as great as he could be, he's underneath the rest. His old line is not good, you know. They're a one-trick pony. And when you're in any sport, once you are readable and you're predictable, it's very easy for me to put a bit of defense up. I ain't got the stuff to box for what. All I gotta do is take away what you do best. Lock down on receivers, bring some pressure on your quarterback because he's getting sacked, make him rush the ball. There you go. Easy game plan, bro. I can coach that. You know what I mean? What's your opinion?
What's the line on
Oh,
that
my
game?
goodness. Matter of fact, I'm about to get the line up for you right now, man. It was, let me see what's the line on this particular game. Sorry, man. I'm trying to get the line for you.
So I'm thinking that
13 and a half, bro.
What is it?
13 and a half. Oregon State.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
So this is a winnable game despite the line, but I think Oregon State's going to win, not cover. Colorado will at least not lose by that much, but I don't think they're going to win. I don't, because I have to see. I feel like Colorado, they don't have the same fire that they had in the beginning of the season when they felt like they could win every game. Now they know they can't, you know, and then the finger pointing starts and things like that. You know, player got ejected. Deion's son got ejected last week. I just think that reality has set in, and I think they'll come hard, but they won't have that belief that we're going to win when they're losing. I think they lose this game. I think they lose by less than 8. They'll probably lose by like 9. No, excuse me. I think they'll lose by less than 10. I'm going to say between 7 and 9. So Oregon State won't cover, but I think Oregon State's going to win. My cousin is a graduate of Oregon State.
Oh, okay.
My cousin Melissa. Go
Oh,
Beavers.
oh, go Beavers. Shout out to Melissa too, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
So yeah, I mean we pretty much see it the same, except you're not really making a pick and I'm making a pick. I think Oregon State
yeah,
wins,
I
but they
mean,
don't
I,
they
I
don't
think I
cover.
win the game like you. Once again, it's 14 points at home. Home underdog, 14 points, man. Um, I don't think they'll cover that number either. Honestly, I think they'll probably win by 10. I'll give them 10.
Okay.
But if I'm a betting man, I'm definitely taking Colorado for the points. Hopefully, they don't disappoint me at the betting polls. And one last game I want to just tap on before we get to the NFL and the buzz in the NFL and our picks and the trades went on. Is it's really not a big game to really talk about, in my opinion, which is rare. But LSU go play Alabama, which is once again it's rare that we're saying that this is not a marquee game. Ain't that something?
How about that?
When we ever thought that we'll say a Alabama LSU game wasn't the talk of the town?
Nope.
I mean, Alabama doesn't have that roster that, the quarterback he's getting better, but he's not Tua. He's not Mac Jones. He's not none of these great players that we have seen come out that system. I don't even know who the running back is. Normally I know who Alabama running backs are, who their defensive player. We would know the roster. That's how much we have not been keeping up on Alabama because unfortunately they don't have that roster that we're used to. And we're not going to talk about LSU because once again, okay, they don't have the roster that we are used to seeing. So it's not going to be a big game. I mean, SEC is always a rivalry game. Obviously, Louisiana, Alabama is always a rivalry game, but it's not the rivalry that we're used to seeing. So if Alabama wins the game,